Right, hello. Oh god, that sounded a bit weird, didn't it? Ugh. Not used to doing videos or anything like this. This is all new to me. But I wanted to do it because I've been collecting a load of games recently, and I just wanted to talk about all the old games that I used to play as a kid. So, I thought I'd give a little bit of an introduction first, and then show you like what I'm doing now, and we'll be doing for the foreseeable future until, I don't know, I guess I complete my collection. Hopefully. I don't know. Right, so let's start off with the PS1. I believe that was the first console that I had as a kid. I must have been about 7, 8 years old. And the first two games that I got was Mission Impossible and Ridge Racer Type 4. I remember my parents both went to Curry's or Dixon's. I'm not too sure which one it was, but I know that Dixon's and Curry's used to be brands in the UK. Curry's is still available, but Dixon's is well gone. That went donkeys years ago. So with Mission Impossible, that game for me as a child just could not do. Literally could not do at all. Couldn't get past the first level because I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew was to get over the fence, and that was it. I literally had no idea what to do afterwards. So that was a game that I didn't really play all that much. However, Ridge Racer Type 4, loved that game. That one, oh my days. I must have played that probably 4 or 5 hours a day. No, I'd probably say about 3 hours a day. Can't remember, I was still a kid, so yeah, probably about 3 hours a day. Completed it several times. Got so close to collecting every single car because I know the way that the game worked. You had to get to get the best cars, you'd have to get first place every single race. But on certain ones, if you got third place, and then like first, you'd get a different car. So that's how you'd get your whole collection. So there was also Rayman. That game I hated because it was so bloody difficult. I don't understand how people saying that that's a good game because it's really not. It's just stupidly difficult. And like the kid aspect to it, it entices kids to play. Well, enticed kids to play it, and then pretty much fucked them up because there was like, oh, okay, this is extremely difficult now. So yeah, I didn't really play that one that much. Next one would be Crash Bandicoot Warped. I love that game. It was pretty easy, to be fair. Must have completed that a couple of times as well. It looked really nice. It had a very lovely style to it. So I enjoyed playing that. And then we come to the Tomb Raider games. Now, I ended up playing Tomb Raider 2, 3 and Last Revelation. Never really bothered with 1 or Chronicles. Weren't really my cup of tea. But I remember playing Tomb Raider 3 on the first level. You got like this big slope and there's spikes. Jump over the spikes, perfectly fine. Used to do that all the time. After that, I had no idea what I was doing. So I'd just run around, jumping into the river, dying by piranhas, and just giving up. So yeah, that's my my PS1 memories. So now we go to the Game Boy Color. I got that, I think the year afterwards, after the PS1. And my first ever game was Bugs Bunny. Can't remember the exact name of the title, but I'll show either a picture or some video of what the game was. Completed that as well. That was a good game. It was like you had to collect keys and stuff from different rooms, and then that would enable you to get to the next level. Not exactly a very interesting game, but as a kid, loved it. The other game that I had with that was Pokemon Gold. Played a lot of that as well. think I managed to complete that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, because you end up going to 2 different areas, don't you? So yeah, I would have completed that one because I remember going to the other city, or the other map, I should say. Didn't really have anything else for the Game Boy Color, I don't think. No. I remember getting the Game Boy Advance afterwards as well. And that was kind of the same affair. I didn't really get that many games for it. First game I got with it was Spider-Man. Didn't really like it, but you know, my nan bought that for me because my parents didn't have a lot of money back then. They managed to get me some things, but you know, it wouldn't always be, you know, the newest console, or it wouldn't be in new condition. So my nan ended up buying that one for me, and she bought it with Spider-Man. Didn't like it, but I played a couple of levels and that was it. The next game I got for it though, played the hell out of it, and that was Pokemon Ruby. Absolutely loved that game, and yes, I did complete that. Most of my Pokemon got to like level 100, maxed out quite a few of them. So yeah, still got the Game Boy somewhere. It must be in the house somewhere. I'll have to find it. If I can, then that would be awesome, but just trying to find it. Anyway, now this is more vivid to me. I remember this a lot more, and this was the PS2. I remember going with my mum and dad to Cash Converters, and we picked up a second-hand PS2. It was the fat version, and the game that I got with it was San Andreas. Now I know that the PS2 was probably a couple of years old by then anyway, but you know, I wasn't exactly looking to get another console. But when I heard that San Andreas was coming out, I was like, oh yes, gotta get that. So I waited probably about 6 weeks after the game came out, and then I pretty much nagged my parents to get me a PS2. So they took me to Cash Converters, bought me the game and the console, and I played the hell out of it. Mostly cheating though. I'd always enable the cheats and fly around with the jetpack and all that stuff, get all the weapons and unlimited ammo. So never played the game fully. I just like to piss about on it. The other game that I got with it was Gran Turismo 4, and I don't think I fully completed that game because it did get very difficult near the end. I love me some racing games. Definitely love me racing games. That one was probably like my favourite of all time. Obviously Ridge Racer Type 4 was like my start into racing games, but Gran Turismo 4 was definitely one of my favourites, if not the favourite game. I also had Burnout Takedown as well. That game was more of a chill out kind of thing. I used to love the mode where you just cause as much damage as possible. You get like, you know, certain $1,000 amount of damage. That was a brilliant mode, and I wish that most games had something similar where you can just create mayhem. So yeah. Then I ended up getting a PSP. That was, I must have had about two or three PSPs in my time. I remember getting the first one, the chunky one. I also had the Slim and Light, and I'm not too sure if I got the 3000 series. I may have. I'm not too sure. But I kind of regret selling that because I enjoyed the UMD features. I used to have a couple of videos, some TV shows on there as well. So it was pretty handy to go out, especially like if I was going to my nan's or I was going on a trip somewhere. I could always grab a UMD, pop it in the back. I'd have my games on my memory stick and I'd be done. Keep me quiet for a good while. So the games that I remember from that was obviously Gran Turismo. I had to get that. That was pretty much just like a dumbed down version of Gran Turismo 4. But it was quite nice to be able to play some racing games. Well, a racing game while I was out. GTA 5 City Stories. That was a game that, again, with San Andreas, I used to just piss about on. Just run around, shoot people, drive. The thing about that game was the soundtrack. Oof, the radio stations on that game were amazing. That's probably my favourite thing of that game, was listening to all the old 80s music on there. So, another game was Burnout Legends. Another just mental game. Driving around, going as fast as you can, doing loads of damage, all that kind of stuff. But obviously dumbed down onto a PSP. And this was my introduction to wrestling games. So I ended up getting pretty much every SmackDown vs Raw on the PSP. Now, I ended up getting a few on the PS2, PS3 and Xbox 360 as well. But that was my introduction. So I'd always liked the portability of being able to do my wrestling, downstairs if I wanted to, or, out and about. So that was my favourite thing about the PSP, is that I could do like loads of wrestling games wherever I wanted to. And then we get to the PS3. Now this is the last one that I've written down, because obviously I don't want this video to end up being too long. But the favourite games from the PS3 was obviously Gran Turismo 5. Didn't like 6. Thought it was a bit crap. But, a bit more complete than 5. But they took out like the 24-hour races, which I actually enjoyed doing. Gran Turismo 5, I enjoyed the fact that you'd have to log in every day. They give you an incentive to log in every day because you'd get a bonus. So obviously, if you ended up logging in every day, you'd end up getting 200% of your credits. So it'd help you buy cars and everything a lot faster. So it was less of a grind. And there were so many cars. It was a shame that they didn't do like interior views on all the cars, but obviously they had to work with what they had. And they took a load of models from the Gran Turismo 4 game. So, and that had plenty of time to do it, but they just decided not to. But anyway, brilliant game. Loads of tracks, loads of cars, loads of fun. Also, Black Ops and Black Ops 2 in particular. I wasn't a massive fan of the Call of Duty series until Black Ops came out. I did play like the Modern Warfare series, but wasn't particularly invested in it. Black Ops, loved the game. Loved the story, loved the multiplayer, loved the zombies. Massive zombies fan. Still am, to be fair. Don't play it as often now, but I do play it every now and again. Black Ops 2, however, best zombies ever. Hands down, best zombies. Absolutely loved Buried. I loved Origins. And what was the other one? Die Rise, was it? No. Mob of the Dead. That was it. Mob of the Dead, the one with the jail cell. That was amazing, that was. Played that so many times. Ended up completing the Easter egg on that one as well. Which was, my first Easter egg fully complete. So, I enjoyed that game. And then the last memorable game was, set of games is the Uncharted series. Never really played Uncharted 1 all that much. Uncharted 2 and 3, hands down, best PS3 games. Obviously, people are saying The Last of Us is the best game, but no. I'd definitely say the Uncharted series was the best. Absolutely loved Among Thieves. And, Jake's Deception, I believe it was, the third one. So, I might end up playing through them again at some point because I've got the Nathan Drake collection on my PS5. So, probably end up playing through that again in my own time. But, yeah. Everything else after that, like the PS4 and the Xbox One, there's not really anything that memorable on them. I wouldn't say, they give me massive memories. Obviously, when we had COVID and the whole Warzone thing kicked off, that was a pretty amazing time, to be fair. It brought me and my friends a lot closer together because obviously we was all worried about like what was going to happen if we was all going to die. So that pretty much is a massive memory. I gave Warzone a good memory because of like the fact that we all had to work together to get to first place. It was my first Battle Royale game. Never really played Fortnite before then. I'm not a massive fan of Fortnite anyway, but I ended up playing that eventually. Took me a few years to admit to playing it, but yeah, Warzone was brilliant when it first came out. Don't play it anymore. It's pretty crap, but yeah. Everything else, obviously I played like most of the Call of Duties, I played Gran Turismo Sport, what else is there? Some of the wrestling games like 2K, that was pretty decent, but they never hit the same as like the old SmackDown vs Raw games. GTA 5, that's been dragged like a dead horse. Obviously GTA 6 is going to be coming out next year, I believe. Maybe. That's what a lot of people are saying, so potentially we'll get that, and it'll probably be another disappointment, but yeah, well, it is what it is. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I know it's a bit different, but yeah, I'm learning how to use the microphone and speak into it. It's a bit weird, but I'll get used to it and hopefully improve. But thank you anyway for watching. Bye.